Hi friends! Today I'm going to teach you how to make one of my favorite things ever. Okay, I've said some of the other stuff was my favorite thing, but no, for real, this is my favorite thing. First, I'm going to roast some garlic, and then I'm going to make what this restaurant called focaccia con cambozola. It's not really a true focaccia bread, it's actually like a pizza crust. First, to roast the garlic, and you can use this for mashed potatoes, or you can just mix it with some butter and put it on some French bread or something like that. First, I'm going to cut off the top of the garlic. I'm going to slice it horizontally. I'm going to do that while using both of my hands, so I'm going to have to pause. Okay, now that I cut off the top, I have this pointy section right here, and you could pull out these little cloves and mince it for some other purpose. But this is the part we're going to roast. That has that knob on the bottom. I'm going to make 2 of them because someone in my family has a problem where they tend to consume too much and then everyone around them suffers. So I have to make sure everyone eats enough roasted garlic so that person doesn't reek to everyone else as much. What? It's not me. These garlic heads were in the same bag, but look how different they look. I'm going to spread a little butter on each one, or it helps if your butter is soft. Unlike mine. Again, this is not a one-handed job. Someday, I'll have the budget for some people to do my filming. No, not really. Okay, anyway, imagine this has butter all over the top. This will soon. I like to put them in my small glass bread pan because what's the sense in cleaning, a giant dish? This is the perfect size. Look, they have been successfully buttered. I'm going to put them in some foil and salt and pepper them a little bit, and then drizzle them with olive oil and close the foil. There they are, nestled in the foil. I'm going to carefully pour this olive oil over without embarrassing myself and dumping it everywhere. There. That wasn't a disaster yet. That's pretty good. And we do not preheat the oven. It's not often I run into a recipe that says not to preheat. And we're not going to touch this for 45 minutes. And then after that, we will open the foil, and then we will have to baby the garlic every 9 to 10 minutes. My oven cooks kind of hot, so I usually do it every 9 minutes. And I'll show you how I know when it's done. Okay, it is baking at 300. I'm going to start preparing the bread. For the flatbread, you need pizza dough, olive oil, rosemary, parsley flakes, cambozola cheese, Parmesan cheese. You need a floured surface, a brush for the olive oil, and a pizza pan. Here's a closer look at the cambozola cheese. Yes, it does have the mold thing going on, but if it grosses you out, you can kind of take the parts around it, because really it does taste really good, especially mixed with the roasted garlic. And this is the coolest thing. Trader Joe's has this already made pizza dough, and it's only $1.19 each. Last night we just had regular pizza. I let the dough sit out for about 10 minutes or so before I put it on the counter. And I'm going to rub a little olive oil on the pizza pan. Okay, I'm about to roll out the dough. It's really embarrassing how bad I am at this. Last night it came out as a heart shape and I just said that I meant to do that. Should I try this one-handed for comedy? It doesn't really matter if it looks perfect or not because you're going to cut it up any way you want. No one will be able to tell it looks like a mutant. I'm going to put this camera down. I managed to stretch it out in a circle on the pan, although some parts are thicker. It's okay, no biggie. Okay, I just brushed on a little olive oil, and now I'm going to add a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese, rosemary, and parsley flakes. I do more parsley than I do rosemary. Now for the Parmesan. This gives it the saltiness that you need, otherwise it'll taste bland. Time to babysit the garlic. We're going to leave the foil open now and we're going to add a little bit more olive oil. Added the oil and back in the oven it goes for 9 minutes. While we're waiting for the garlic to finish cooking, I'm going to teach you about the health benefits of garlic. Here's a diagram explaining the health benefits of garlic. Here in the center, you have the garlic lover who has consumed a lot of garlic. They are in ignorant bliss. And then those wavy lines are the garlic odor wafting from their body. Now, see here, everybody stays within like a 50-yard radius because they don't want to smell it. Shh. There you have a person who's coughing. They're far enough away from the garlic lover not to infect them. There's the saddened husband. You never know when he's picking up something, but he's not too happy. It's okay, it's temporary. The grumpy coworker who wanted to come ask you a question and change their mind when they got a whiff of the garlic smell. Perhaps the neighbor who was going to ask you to watch their poodle. When you don't have to do favors for the neighbors, this lowers stress. And finally, the children. These are the biggest germ carriers ever. If you can keep them away, you can enjoy good health all winter. It's like science or something. Okay, I'm going to use this nifty brush and slowly baste the garlic, dipping in the pool of olive oil here. You hear my son's maniacal laugh in the background. And then another 9 minutes. Okay, I basted it one more time, and I don't know if you can tell, but some of the individual garlic cloves are starting to kind of pop out of the chambers there. So it should only be 9 minutes more, and this roasted garlic will be done. Okay, it's ready. I'm going to take it out and let it cool a bit. This is going to bake at 450 for 7 to 9 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I still have to let these cool some more because they're too hot to touch. You can either squeeze the garlic cloves out like a Neanderthal, or you can pry them out with a butter knife. I'm going to mash them with a fork and then you'll have a nice paste. And demonstrate the unsophisticated way. Just squeezing them. Still pretty hot through this paper towel. This is one of the best parts right here. Look at that. And when you spread everything on the bread, you can dip it in a little olive oil if you want, or even a little balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put a slice of cambazola on this plate. Then I'm going to be ready for when the bread is out. Look at that. I'm going to give it just a minute more because I want it to be a little more crispy than what it is. It's done and it came out perfect. Now I'm going to cut it with a pizza slicer. And the person in my family who has a problem will eat one entire head of garlic probably and share the rest with the rest of the family. And this friend of mine, she says when she eats roasted garlic, it gives her the farties all night. So don't eat this right before a first date or maybe even a third date or while engaged or maybe even while married. Just make sure you feed it to your spouse. And now how to properly apply the ingredients that make this delicious. If you've never had roasted garlic, I would say start out light. You don't know what kind of reaction you will have. But if you're this one person in my family, then you just take half of it. And the cambazola cheese. Don't worry about the mold, it won't kill you. Alright, spread that on well, and then it is ready to eat. That only took me hours to make. I should mention that before you gorge yourself on roasted garlic, you need to look at your calendar first because it can make you reek for up to, I think, 5 days. So don't plan on going anywhere unless you want people to hate you. Like, don't eat it the night before you're going to choir practice, because when you sing, you breathe the entire time. A lot. I'm not saying that I planned poorly, but I have choir practice tonight, and there's a chance I will spend the whole evening going, "Who smells like garlic?" It's not me.